Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and welcome to another installment of Beyond 100 Days of Making Comics, the show where I pick up where I left off when I was doing my 100 Days of Making Comics challenge, and just gotta give you guys an update on what's going on as far as what's going on with the comics and anything else in my life. Speaking of the comic book, you probably haven't heard this in a while, so I'll let you know. This is the comic book. It's called Young and the Dead. It's kind of a cross between Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. It's kids. It's kind of a kids versus zombie adventure story. And those books are available at circworks.com in the store section or shop section. I forgot exactly what it's labeled. But anyway, so that's the book that I'm working on. I've got 2 issues up right now. I'm working on issue 3. And what's been going on with the comic book since I last talked to you, which was probably a couple weeks ago, as far as these updates go. I posted a few other videos, but as far as the comic book goes, not a whole lot's been done. I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm kind of ashamed about that because I've kind of put it on the back burner just a little bit. But I'm trying to get back into it. Like last week, I was the first kind of episode of this Beyond 100 series, and at that point, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting." I took my little vacation after the 100 days, and I thought, "Well, I'm going to pick up and get right back into it." And it's been slow going. So I did finish one page, which I showed last time I put up one of these episodes, and then I started on another. I did finish that one page, just not really elaborate page. There's not a whole lot going on. Sorry for the lighting here, but so I did finish another page, but I was kind of hoping to be a lot further than that. I haven't been putting in if you're unfamiliar with the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, you want to put in 30 minutes a day just to put aside time in your schedule. And my schedule's been pretty busy, and I haven't really, it's weird because 30 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but that's kind of the whole concept. You put in 30 minutes and it adds up and everything. But I haven't even been doing that just because it's not much of an excuse, but yeah. There's October is just a busy month for me. I do a lot of Halloween type stuff. I work on costumes for my kids. I built a big haunt, which I'm going to show you guys a video of that. What I'm trying to do, and I'll get back to what I was talking about before. This is a little segue, but I'm trying to continue to put out content leading up to this new video series that I'm going to do, because I don't want to just totally drop off. I want to keep putting stuff out. So I've been doing this other series of videos called Mad Props, where I show how to do different props step by step. So I've showed some props I'm working on for this Halloween pirate themed haunt that I did for Halloween, and so that all that video is done and it's halfway edited. I'm just waiting to get some additional footage back from some other people that took some nighttime footage, because my camera is not that great at taking stuff at night, and that's really when everything looks pretty cool. So as soon as I get that back, I'll upload that. So as far as this week's go, I haven't uploaded any videos, but I want to try to get up at least 2 videos a week, if not 3. Whether it's the Fan Art Fridays, whether it's a sketch time video, whether it's these updates or the Mad Props things or whatever. So hopefully in addition to this video, I'll get Fan Art Friday video up on Friday, and before the end of the week get that kind of look at what I built for the Halloween thing on the Mad Props thing. So anyway, I want to continue to put out these things even though my schedule's been pretty busy. Mostly with client work, but again, that's why I started the whole challenge, was because when you get busy and you get all this contract work that you have to get done for clients, your personal projects kind of seem to fall by the wayside. So I don't want that to be the case, but yeah, it's been like super crazy busy right here, which I always like to preface this because it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not, because again, that's what pays my bills and everything. And it's good to be busy, and it's nice to be busy, because this whole year is kind of, it's always kind of like this, but it's had a lot of ups and downs, maybe a few more downs, just kind of really just scraping by at certain points, and that's not a good thing. And it's kind of coming off of, because I was doing freelance full time a while back, and then I started working for some in-house at some game design companies, and so you kind of let that freelance thing just kind of fade away in the background, and then when you go back to it, then you kind of have to rebuild everything. But things are seems like they're starting to pick up and everything. So, but it's like I've got all these projects right now, and of course everyone wants everything yesterday. Yeah, I had one client that it's a new client. It's somebody who actually I know that started this new creative agency, and so it's real cool. So I'm already in pretty good with them and everything, and it looks like they're doing some really cool stuff, a lot of it having to do with game design and stuff like that, which I have some experience in doing. So it's a new client, and they're supposed to, of course, get me some information, and I didn't really follow up too much on it because I was busy with my Halloween stuff, and I'm like, well, if they don't contact me, then I'll wait till after Halloween. It must not be super important. But then when I did contact them, they sent me kind of the samples of what they were looking for, and then later in the day, around 4 o'clock, you get the call. I know this is kind of last minute notice and everything, but is it possible to have these by tomorrow morning? And the thing was, I had already, and if this is, hopefully this isn't boring you, but sometimes people like to hear about the business of art and stuff like that. But sort of like, is it possible to get this stuff by tomorrow morning? And I've pulled all-nighters and things like that before, and so it's something that it in this business, I mean, it seems kind of crazy, but I did have plans to do something that I set up a week or so ago, and for that evening, and it's like, what do I do? So the thing is, when you're working with clients and everything, you want to kind of make them feel like they're your only client, like that you don't want to mention other clients and things like that. But that's not always the case, and when you've got 4 other projects that need the same kind of deadlines, and what do you do? Do you put all those other clients aside just to work on this one because they need it sooner, or what do you do? So so what I tend to do with something like that, or just if it's so last minute, you want your clients to feel like you don't have a life outside of of making stuff for them, and it's kind of a weird thing, and that's kind of what people expect sometimes in this business, but that's not always the case. And I had made plans and everything, so I was like, well, if it's that, sometimes you just gotta be transparent. You say, look, this is kind of puts me in a weird position because I already had plans for this evening. If you really need it, if it's that important, I can scrap my plans and get the stuff to you, but there's gonna have to be a rush charge, which is not unheard of, and it's not out of the question, because really, if you have to put other clients aside to do another client, it's not fair to them. So it's not fair to your other clients, and so it's something. And usually when you bring that up, if then they have to gauge how important it is, because if you're just in a position, if you can have something by tomorrow, sure, great. But do they always need it? Is it always worth that much to them to have it tomorrow? And it turned out that they could probably wait a couple days, and then I didn't have to cancel my plans and everything. But that's kind of and my girlfriend, that's who I had the plans with. We went out and out for the night and did all, whatever our plans were. But anyway, she was like, I can't believe that. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the business, and people outside of this business don't really understand that, but that happens quite a bit. So it's like, they expect you to do this and that, but that's kind of what you have to do, especially, when you're working for yourself. But it's not that type of stuff shouldn't be cheap. I mean, if somebody, if you want something quick, if you order something from, whatever, Amazon, or you have to send something overnight, it's going to cost extra, and it's the same thing with art. It wouldn't be fair for me to, wouldn't be fair to myself to just, be at everyone's beck and call, which I try to be as much as I can, but, I do have a life and I do have other people. So, and I don't want to blame people for, asking for something like that, because, it just happens. But then, once you kind of bring that up, sometimes they'll say, yeah, we'll pay whatever it needs to get it done. Sometimes then they'll say, no, that's okay. Because I've done stuff where people needed something the very next day or whatever to show a client, and then you're waiting to hear client feedback, and we haven't met with the client yet, and it'll go like a week. So, so if you're just, if you are doing this kind of thing, rush charge is something that you want to do in situations like that. And now I've spent way too much time talking about that and everything, but all this is to say that, yeah, I've been pretty busy juggling all these projects, and the thing was, with the more work I have, the good thing is the more work I have, it seems like the more I get done, and that might that might be, crystal clear. That might make total sense, which it does. I mean, if you do more work, you get more work done. But I guess what I'm saying is that when I don't have a lot of stuff, it seems like, how do I explain this? It's like, well, this can wait or whatever. Let's do this, and it's just kind of all over the place, and it seems like the work that I'm doing isn't as focused. So when I do have a lot of work, then I really have to buckle down and say, I have this much time to do this or this much time to do that, and just manage my time a lot better. And in that way, even though I have way less free time, it seems like I'm able to make more of that time because I have less of it, rather than just, well, I can do this or that, or so times like these I think I work better under pressure or under time crunches and things like that, because I can just focus a little more. And I'm kind of in the middle of that right now. But I don't want to just forget about the videos and working on the comics. So I'm making an effort to put more time into the comics. So I did put in my 30 minutes today, and I want to continue to do that even with all this other stuff. So yeah, another thing that I've been doing as far as the whole time management thing, because one of the things that I'm bad about is I've got notebooks, and I've got stuff on the notebooks and all kinds of different notebooks, and I just jot down things that I need to do or whatever. And because I have so many different notebooks and they get lost or whatever, I'm like, this is not working. And I've been doing this for a while, and I always do the same thing for other things, like with grocery lists and with just notes and jot notes. So I started using Evernote, and that works real great for jotting down my notes, and everything from my script to my comic book is in there. Any notes I have for the comic, notes that I was doing for the 100-day challenge, anything like that, that was all in Evernote. And that works great because even if I have everything written down and I know where it is, like if I'm out on the town, the good thing about Evernote is there's an app, so I can check on my phone and check my task, or not task, but check my notes and everything like that. I'll have that with me no matter where I go. It's on the home computer, it's on my phone. Even things like grocery lists. There's another one called Grocery IQ that I do, and I used to just jot down my grocery list, but now I can enter it in my phone, and I can click it off when I purchase it, or if I can't find something at a certain store, it's still there, so I don't have to have this radio list of things, and it just works great. So I don't know why I haven't really been done that with my tasks, my to-do list, my things to do, all the different clients and stuff, because it's still kind of on paper, and then in my personal projects too. So what I did was, there's a program called Trello, and I don't know if you've heard of this, but it works. It's a really cool program. It's free to use. I don't know how they monetize it. I don't know if there's deluxe versions for big businesses or whatever, but I've used it before with a couple clients, but I've never used it just for my own business. So I started putting in, I took a little time because excuse me, in the long run, it's going to make more sense for me to do this. So put all my tasks, all my clients, current clients, started putting in, stuff for the comic books, what I need to do for the video series that I'm doing, the one coming up that I'm working on, the sets for all that, and the intro and all those different things. What else? The webcomic version of the comic, which all this stuff is still, it's still going to happen. It might take a little longer. For instance, the new video series that I've been kind of pitching and talking about for a while, it's probably going to wait till the first of the year. I just know up front. I mean, I could rush it and try, I'm going to be working on it, but I know with the holidays coming up, I've got a show, Phoenix Fan Fest, that's coming up that I'm going to exhibit at. All these other things I know are going to, come in the middle of this, just like Halloween did with all my other stuff. So anyway, I've been using this program, Trello, to just start keeping track of all my clients, and it works really well. So if you're in the same position as me, where you've got a lot of things to do and you need a little better organization, you might want to check that program out, and I'll have to leave that in the show, in the comment section or the description or whatever, so you can check that out if you're not familiar with it. It's a lot of people use it. I think it's fairly well known. So there's some other ones like that too. Another client that I work with uses one called time management thing called Asana. I don't know if that's free or not. It works kind of the same way, but Trello seems real simple. So yeah, I've done that, set all that stuff up. So yeah, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of rambling now, but I just kind of want to let everyone know what's going on with the comics and everything. I do want to get back into putting these 30 minutes a day, so I'm really going to make that a goal amongst all of this other stuff that I'm working on. But yeah, it's good to be busy, and hopefully, and it looks like it's going to carry on well into the first, well into the new year and everything, which is good, because I need work. I need to keep a roof over my head and food on the table and all that kind of stuff. So, but I also need to make comics, because I love making comics, and if I wasn't making comics, I wouldn't be very happy. So I am going to make some time to put in, just kind of like what I was doing before with the 100 days. It was funny that, I was able to make the time to put out the videos and work on the comic book, and I'm doing all that stuff. And now that I'm not doing that daily video, you think I'd have even more time, but you kind of you get a little lax. But I don't want it to become a habit where I'm not working on it or not putting out videos at least 2 or 3 times a week. So that's why I'm throwing this up, even though I haven't made a whole lot of progress on the book. But that's what's going on in my world, and that's what this thing's all about. So if you're all interested in that, I'll keep making them, and keep commenting, keep liking, keep letting me know any questions you have. Those are always great. I love interacting with the audience, and I want to continue to build this channel, so I don't want to let too much time go by without uploading new videos. So I'm coming up on close to 20 minutes, and that's way longer than I have, and way longer than I probably need to be talking. So you guys have, hope everything's going on great in your lives and with all your projects, if you're working on comics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a little peek into my world. And I'll see you again. I don't know when, or you'll see me again. Like I said, I'm doing the Fan Art Friday videos Friday, and then I'll hopefully have that video of the Halloween haunt that I participated in and helped build, and it was great. It was great. But it's kind of nice to have October over. Wrapped up the whole Inktober thing. I didn't really touch on that much. That was it was fun. I didn't complete 31 days of ink sketches, but I got about, I don't know, 20, 22 probably ink sketches in there, which is good. It didn't complete the task as it's written out, but yeah, it was a good experience, and I'm glad that I participated in it. I do want to get back to doing more sketches, because I feel like I used to upload all these sketches to Instagram every day and everything, and now I haven't, and that feed's kind of there's not much going on there, or anything really. These videos I'll post to my different social networks, and when I don't put them out, it's like I'm kind of, as far as everyone else knows, where am I? What am I doing? Maybe no one cares. I don't know, but some people might. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna stop the video now. And again, thanks for everything. Thanks for anyone who's interested in watching this, and hopefully I'll continue to put out some more stuff and get some more stuff done. And but I got to get back to some client work. So I'll see you guys when I see you. And yeah, that is all.